going to let it ride forward, and then I'm going to pull the trigger. Once we've done that, we can pull it right off. I know. Just love it. And really, I didn't have to break it down. Like I said, I was just going to do a barrel clean anyway. But I figured I'd go ahead and show you since I had it here anyway. Then I'm just going to take my little rod here, and I'm going to find my appropriate size brush here. Barrel brush. This is like wire. Everybody has different ways, so just because this is what I'm using does not mean that that is what needs to be used by everybody. I'm going to take a little bore cleaner, and I'm going to put just a little bit. It won't take much. I shook it up. I'm going to put just a little bit on there. And you'll notice I put a towel down because you'll be surprised, even after just a couple of rounds, you'll be surprised how much schmutz might come out of there. Okay? And I'm just rodding it in and out a couple of times, loosening up any schmutz that might be in there. And again, you know, I'm not going to be surprised. There's not a whole lot in there. Didn't fire a whole lot of rounds in it. So, okay. Got that. Now, I'm going to clean out. This is, and again, this is just something I do. Some people just switch it out and put a little slotted tip on there and then put the cleaning papers on it. I just like to wrap it around and run it in and out a couple of times to try to get some of that, you know, loose. And look at that, just a couple of rounds, and look at how black that came out. And that's actually not too bad, but I mean, if you compare it to what it looks like after you fired like 100 or 200 rounds through it. So we're going to do that again, just in and out. Okay. And you'll see better, but still dirty. Okay? And you're going to do that over and over until it starts to come out a little bit clean. Okay? And once it comes out clean, then you can stop doing it. Okay? And put your gun back together. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that, you know, how dirty it gets from just firing a couple of rounds. And on this one, you'll see I have no magazine, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and rack it back, lock it back, check again, it's empty. And this one I'm not even going to break down, I'm just going to rod it a few times, okay? And we had a bunch of guns out, and I tell you what, I'll be the first one to admit, I don't like to clean guns. I sure don't. I like to shoot them. I do indeed like to shoot them, but I indeed do not like to clean them. And a lot of times, I'll actually think about it. It was just a couple of rounds. Do I really need to clean that gun? And I always convince myself to just go ahead and do it. Okay? Go ahead and do it. Because I kid you not, I had a couple in class one time, and they had concealed carry licenses, and they were coming for a renewal. Okay? This is a true story. It came for renewal. We went through a portion of the class, and then we went up to do the proficiency test at the range, and both of them got up to their firing line, and neither one of their guns worked. Neither one. And these are the guns that they had been carrying every day. They were their carry guns. And I wasn't sure at first. I thought, well, maybe they just, you know, picked up a few extra guns or something. And I said, are these your carry guns? Yes. Okay. When was the last time you used them? Well, 4 years ago when we qualified. So they hadn't even been to the range for practice. Okay. And I said after that I was going to kind of make a criteria. If you hadn't been to the range and you're here for a renewal and you haven't been to the range in the last 6 months, and I think that's way too long, but if you haven't even been to the range in the last 6 months, I'm probably not even going to put you in my class. I'll just go ahead and let someone else have you in their class. Because I'm not going to tell you you can't have a license. It's not my place to do that. But I'm going to tell you I don't think you should have a license. If you're not willing to put the little bit of commitment in it to go to the range every now and then and make sure that your guns work. Okay? And then the second question was, well, and look how fast that one pretty much came clean. The second question was, when was the last time you cleaned your gun? Well, I hadn't. What do you mean you hadn't? Well, we hadn't cleaned it because we just fired it 4 years ago. It was only 50 rounds. So I was just like, wow, that's amazing. And then you are going to depend, and that was just a little rim oil. You are going to put your life on a piece of equipment that you're not willing to take a few minutes to clean. You went to the range, and I'm just, again, I took just a drop, a smidgen of rim oil, and put it in there, around there. Doing that, okay? And we'll just do that again because I want it to come out dry. You don't want oil in your barrel. Oil and gunpowder and fire, they don't mix real well. But just making sure we got everything out of there. And then if anything, you might put a drop or two of oil, a little bit of oil in your slide, okay? Just to make sure everything is moving good still, okay? And like I said, this isn't really a cleaning lesson. It's more a lesson on why you should clean your gun anyway, okay? I might, at a later time, do some videos on actually breaking down the different guns. But I just cannot emphasize enough that you need to clean your guns if you use those guns. And you need to clean your guns if you don't use those guns. If you haven't used it and it's away in storage, take it out and clean it, okay? Just make sure it's oiled and, you know, just check it. Take it to the range. If you're carrying concealed, there's no excuse. Take it to the range, practice with your gun. You don't want to carry a gun that you are out of practice with, okay? And I'm not trying to, well, yeah, I guess I am kind of trying to lecture on that, okay? But, you know, seriously, you're depending your life on a piece of equipment, and it's like any other piece of equipment. Would you put yourself at, I mean, it's like driving a car that you haven't had maintenance on in 4 years and don't put gas in it. How well is that going to work? It doesn't. So if you want to carry concealed, then you need to make the commitment. Okay? Anyway, that's it, and I'll catch you the next time. Guns and Gals out.